to meet you for today's video with a full Snail and Slug Pokemon team. About a year ago, maybe 2 years, I did this team on BDSP, and I thought I'd do a revamp because there's a couple of different Snails and new Snails that are in the game today, and of course Slugs too. Now, we've got 6 Pokemon that I can use this, and I'll try and give you a brief little explanation of, actually what they could possibly be based on. Today, I've got 4 battles with the Snail and Slug team, and I really hope you enjoy. First battle here, this one is against Will Jax, and we also have a Snail and Slug team, or a Slug team, I believe it is. So the first Pokemon is going to be Gastrodon versus little baby Shellos, so it's a family feud, as you could probably say. Now, obviously, Gastrodon is based on a sea slug. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward there. Next Pokemon is going to be Manaphy. We actually both did a double swap there, which is really interesting. Now, funnily enough, Manaphy and Phione actually based on sea slugs as well, or like marine gastropods. They can be in like different appearances and stuff like that. So there you go. If you didn't know Manaphy was a slug, now you do. So we got this pretty cool set. I've got a Choice Scarf set. So we got Flip Turn, U-Turn, Knockoff, and Fling. Choice Scarf is the item. Ability is going to be Hydration, and Max Attack and Max Speed. Adam and HR is the full build there for Manaphy. Unfortunately, I got wrecked by a little Goomy with Counter, which was very, very unfortunate. So now we're going to go into Magcargo. Now, Magcargo looks very, very cool in a shiny. That pink and I guess the shell, like it burns of like lava. Looks really, really cool. So we're going to PIMPNITE special here. We have got a Shell Smash, Substitute, and Flame Charge Rollout set with White Herb as the item, and ability is going to be Weak Armor, Max Attack and Max Speed, Adam and Nature. So a physical set, and I've got Terra Rock on this one as well. So we got a Shellos going for a Hydro Pump here, and Magcargo is going to get wrecked. So I'm having a few troubles here with these little slugs. Now, also, people, I'm sorry it's been so long since I've done an upload here, or a edited video upload. We've been having a lot of streams daily. I've been very busy in real life, as you could probably imagine here. So we should have a few more of these coming up in the next couple of days. I've got them all done. I just have to sort of like, do Game Freak's job and cut all the battles up and put them together. They should have kept the versatile recorder in the game. Save so much time. Anyway, we got a Slugma here. Now, Slugma could definitely go on this team as well. There was more than 6 Pokemon I can use for, slugs and snails. Now, this Goodra is going to be a Steel Beam, Draco Meteor, Gurable, and Earthquake set. Citrus Berry as the item. Ability is going to be Sap Sipper, and Max Attack and Max Special Attack, Brave Nature. So it's a slow mixed attacker, and it hits pretty hard with the Steel Beam there. But what is your favorite Snail or Slug Pokemon? Put it below in the comment section. I'd like to see what your answer is there for sure. And if you enjoy the videos, if you want to support the channel, you can hit that like button. It only takes a second there, and it helps out so much. Next Pokemon we're going to bring, it's going to be Gastrodon versus Gastrodon. So I've got a true PIMPNITE special here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to actually make use of this set in the matchup with this Gastrodon, because it's a stockpile spit up set. So all I can really do here is go for Memento and drop the stats of the boosting Gastrodon, and that's virtually all Gastrodon is going to be able to do in this battle league. So I'll be able to bring it back in the next couple of battles. That was like a Max Health and Max Special Attack set, Terra Normal, Silk Scarf, Storm Drain set with Stockpile, Spit Up, Yawn, and Memento. Next Pokemon, of course, is going to be Chien. Now, Chien is based on apparently it's like a snail and bamboo called I hope I got this right, Decollete, I think it is. So that it's based on that sort of snail. This is a physical set, and actually it was pretty fun to use. It's a Blunder Policy, Power Whip, Lash Out, Zen Headbutt, Terra Blast Fire. I thought it'd be funny to have Terra Blast Fire on like a snail. Max Attack and Max Speed are the EVs, and I've got Adam and Nature. So a pretty fun set. Obviously we've got Scarlet here on this team. Look at them big blue lips. And we got the Mighty Phione here. So this is a special attacking belt set. We've got Belch, Ice Beam, Giga Drain, and Terra Blast Ground. We've got Staffberry as the item and Gluttony, so that Staffberry can activate at half health instead. So hoping for like special attack boost, that'd be crazy, and then I could go for Belch. Fortunately, we got this Fiona. It's like a bulky little set. It's got take hard, and it's going to be actually boosting up its special defense and stuff like that. I tried to go for a freeze axe there, but it didn't do very much damage, and looking how much I did, I don't think Giga Drain would have done too much there. So I'm going to get hit by the Scald here. Scald is doing a fair bit to swallow, and now my barrier is going to activate. I was hoping for like maybe a special defense or something, or special attack, but I got normally I got like attack or I got speed, you know, which are both pretty worthless on Swalot, unless Swalot was facing a very, very slow Pokemon itself. The item that Fiona's also got is the leftovers too. I don't really want to imagine a Neverlight set. That'd be crazy. Anyway, so here comes another Skull from the Fiona, and that is the end of the Swalot. So I've got the Goodra left, and I've got Chien left. So Chin's got a good grass move here. It's got power. Now, I know this, one of these probably has U-turn as well, which is going to be 4 times weak to me. So I've got that ability going for me. I thought, let's go for a Terrafire here. I very much doubt my opponent will, think I'm going to go for Terrafire in this matchup. And then I can go for the Power Whip in case, in case it does miss, which, as you know, Power Whip can definitely miss. So go for that Power Whip, and that is going to be the end of Fiona there, because it wasn't boosting up its defenses at all. So I thought that'd be a good one to go with. So next Pokemon is going to be Manaphy. It's also the last Pokemon on the team. I know that a Water-type move is coming my way. There's not a lot I can, really do about it here. So we got a Manaphy, and it's going to be Terra Water. I was like, yes, of course it's Terra Water. So pretty much any water move is going to be able to take Chin out. I'm going to get outsped by these things because I think I figured out it was Choice Scarf at the start of the battle, and it's going to drop me there with the Liquidation. So yeah, that really didn't surprise me too much. That was super effective, and I was also running a sweeping set, so it didn't have any bulk in it like a normal Chin would. So we're going to have the Goodra swapping in it. It's still doing a lot of damage for me because I'm not running any bulk on this. We're running we're just running like max attack and max special attack. I went for the Draco Meteor, and yeah, it was kind of underwhelming damage because I put I actually made it a physical set. I went with Brave Nature instead of Quiet Nature, so that really cost me some special damage there. I'm going to go for the Earthquake here, and Manaphy is just narrowly going to live that attack and finish off my Goodra Hisso with the Liquidation. And that's the end of the Snail and Slug battle. Hope you enjoyed it, people. It was a very slippery, close thing, if you know what I'm saying. Let's get on to battle number 2. This is a battle against Skylight. We haven't had a battle for ages, and we have some sort of theme team here as well. If you can guess what it is, let me know in the comment section of the video, of course. So we've got Manaphy as the lead. I'm just going to go for Flip Turn here and get some damage off. Now, I was also thinking with stuff coming, obviously you people are well aware now that the second DLC is happening this month, and that's going to be happening on the 14th of December. So, of course, like the other one, I'll be live streaming that event, so make sure you're around there. It's going to be super fun, and I think it's going to, well, you hope it's going to be a much more in-depth DLC than the first one, so there'll be lots to do, and I'll be doing like an 11 or 12 hour marathon on that, so it should be lots of fun. So mark that little cross off in your calendar and that sort of thing. Anyway, back to the ballet. We got a Mimikyu coming in. It's going to go for Willow Miss, which is going to miss, and I'm going to be going for Ice Beam here. This really was all I could do because unfortunately I couldn't use my Poison type move with the move Belch. You need to consume a berry, so I was kind of hoping that Mimikyu would attack me and do some more damage so I could, at least get rid of half my health, but it's going to be using little status moves at the moment. So I'm going for Ice Beam here. I was chugging away with that. I was like, well, I should be able to maybe have a 6-hit KO against Mimikyu. Now the Mimikyu's going to swap out, and the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Lycanroc. It's like, all right, well, I've got Giga Drain for this. After that Ice Beam damage, I'm pretty confident that it's going to do some, solid damage. I guess it depended on what the Terra is going to be. So the Lycanroc Terra is going to be a good Terra because it's Terra Grounds. That's, still going to be super effective there. Actually, that's the same Terra as my Swallow actually has here. So here comes a Terra Blast Ground. I don't know if this is a physical or special set there, but Swallow is actually pretty thick, and it actually ended up living that one, which is really cool. Plus, on top of that, I'm going to eat my berry, and of course, Swallow got an attack raise here. I was like, that's great, so handy. And Giga Drain was enough to actually take it out, which is very, very good. So that's going to give Swallow some nice health there. Is he going to be able to live the next turn? I don't think so. It's not going to be able to outspeed anything, that's for sure. So I'm going to take some burn damage there. Next Pokemon I thought that said Meryl for a second. It was Gardevoir. Now, Gardevoir's going to trace my Gluttony. Obviously, you know, I had Gluttony. I ate that Starberry, and it's going to go for a Psy Shock. So that's a pretty good Pokemon against probably like 4 of my team, and then I've got like Wochen and Goodra. I don't know if it's got a fair. I'm assuming it's probably got some sort of fairy move. So I swapped in Gastrodon here. I thought I might be able to get those stockpiles going because last time it virtually was a memento sacrifice, and we got the Shaman coming. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can live a grass move, but I wanted to see. I was quite looking forward to see if I can live this. So the Shaman's going to go for Bullet, so I'm like, yeah, I bet you that's a loaded dice set. So a physical Shaman, even though it still was, you know, a meme, it was easily enough to take out my Gastrodon there. So that's the end of the Gastrodon. I think I was trying to get some more stockpiles up there, and then I was going to go for like, actually, no, I was going to go for Yawn. That was the move I was going for there. But anyway, it got wrecked, which didn't surprise me too much, being a grass move. So I've got my Goodra. I can resist all these attacks somewhat. They're not, at least they're not going to be super effective. They're going to be neutral. My apologies there. I just noticed one thing too. Gumi's eyes are on Goodra Hisuian's tail. You'll never be able to like unsee that. So I went for a Steel Beam here to mix things up a bit because I wasn't doing too much damage to Gyro Ball, and that was enough to take out the Shaman, which was really, really good. Now my Citrus Berry actually activated before then, which allowed me to live, which is really, really cool too. So Passiman's going to go for a Vacuum Wave there. It's going to do the vacuuming, and caught that little snail shell in the vacuum cleaner, right? I heard that these vacuum cleaners, if you people don't know, we've been waiting for about nearly 3 years to move into our new place. That's why I've been busy so lately. We should be in there at the end of this year, fingers crossed. What do you reckon about like vacuum cleaners, right? Does anyone have a Roomba? Are they good at like cleaning stuff up? We're gonna have like sort of like they're not like wood floor, but they're like a hard floor. So if anyone's had an experience with vacuum cleaners, I heard this other one. It's called like it's like a Robo. I don't know, Robo something, like it cleans and it washes too. So if anyone's got any good experience about those things and knows a good one, let your boy know in the comment section, so I can save my back a little bit, Anyway, back to the battle there. Give me your best vacuum cleaners, people. I need to know them. So next Pokemon is going to be Sylveon, and this Sylveon was pretty interesting set action. It's like a combination on the team. You get to see. So went for a Terrifier Wochen here. I thought this is actually a pretty good Terra to go for because it resisted all the bug moves and stuff, and I thought it was pretty funny. So the Sylveon's going to go for a skill swap. So it's going to give me Pixelate. And I was like, well, I'm assuming they're going to try and do something with the Gardevoir, because if you notice, the Gardevoir had Trace, so the Gardevoir is going to trace my ability. I just went for Power Whip anyway, because frankly, I needed to get some damage on this thing. So eject button is going to eject it out of there, and the Pokemon to come in, of course, is going to be Gardevoir. Now, Gardevoir is going to get Pixelate, which is really cool. So it's going to trace my Pixelate, and it's going to be using a Pixelate Hyper Beam there. Now, Hyper Beam actually gets turned into a Fairy-type move there. So Wochen only lived that due to its, just overall bulky base stats there, but that was a really cool little strategy. I just went for a Lash Out there because the Gardevoir was on recharge, but pretty cool there, combination with the eject button. Eject button's such a cool item. You can make so many different things happen with it. So anyway, the Sylveon's going to come in and go for a Moonblast. So, I mean, that wouldn't have fainted me either. Like, that High Beam did, much more damage, I would say. So that is the end of my Wochen. All I've got left is Manaphy. I really wanted to go for a Fling and get rid of my Choice Scarf, but just in case I got outsped or something, there was some weird item there or anything like that, I just wanted to go for Flip Turn and get rid of Sylveon. It was a pretty threatening Pokemon. Last one was going to be the Mimikyu. I hadn't seen much what this could do. It's done some status moves. I went for Flip Turn here. It did virtually nothing. I thought a Will-O-Wisp maybe coming my way, but it was some raw damage to Play Rough. Play Rough actually misses there, which is I'd say that would have done at least, I don't think it would have fainted me, but it would have got very, very close. And I actually fainted it with the Flip Turn, and that's the end of the battle. But a very, very close battle there. Hope you enjoyed that scene, team, and some really cool movesets there. Let's get on to our third battle here. We've got 4 battles today. This was a battle against Super Bowser, and holy moly, this team was crazy. This was 6 Ting-Lus. Now, Ting-Lu normally, even a meme set for Ting-Lu is so bulky. and this had some crazy things happening. So I've got my Swallow here, swallowed these nuts before anyone says, and we're going to be going for some ice beams here. I had this really annoying, like, people love using Mud Slap and Smoke Screen and all those like annoying ass moves against me. So I'm spamming Ice Beam here, trying to get rid of this Ting-Lu, and it's going to be a Mud Slap fissure sound. I was like, this is absolutely disgusting. So I'm trying to fake this thing, and on the very last Ice Beam, like, all I've got to do is like land one more here, and Ting-Lu is done, right? So I'm going for Giga Drain to try and get some health back. It misses, and then Ting-Lu lands the second fissure on Swallow. I'm getting really salty right now because, you know, I feel like my Giga Drain was probably just as accurate. So that's the end of the Swallow up there. We're going to go into Manaphy. I can flip off this Ting-Lu there with the flip turn, and at least that's gone, right? At least that Mud Slap fissures ends. But there's still like 5 more Ting-Lus to go. I'm going to conserve my Manaphy for a little bit too, because that's got a pretty decent water move. So into Magcargo there, I walked out of the shop into the car yard, looked around, and I was like, where'd Magcargo? So I went for that Shell Smash. I was going to try and get these Flame Charge going. Now this was an absolutely disgusting Ting-Lu, if my memory serves me correctly. So I've got all them boosts there, and I've got my White Herb. So at least then I'm not going to get hit like as hard. And this is going to be a substitute Ting-Lu. It's like, I don't know whether I can break the sub here, you know, because I mean, it's Ting-Lu and it's physical Magcargo, so it ain't exactly the hardest hitter in the world. So I'm going for the Flame Charge there, and Flame Charge doesn't have a huge amount of base amount, and it doesn't break the sub. I'm like, uh-oh. So I got a Speed Boost there, and it's another Mud Slap set. I'm like, oh, come on now. Like, what can I do to this? I have to break that sub tree. Like, I absolutely have to break that now. So I'm going to go for Flame Charge here. That's a 2. It's still a 2 hit to break the sub. And I'm thinking maybe I should go for another Shell Smash here, because it seems to only have, it's got Substitute and Mud Slap, which is a rather interesting set there. It's still doing a fair bit of damage to me, even though it's a very low base power move. So I was like, you know what? They might even go for a Substitute here, and if they do, I won't be able to break through it. So I decided just to go for attacking move, and of course it missed. And the freaking Ting-Lu has got Rest as well. That's disgusting. Rest, Mud Slap. Yeah, it's got Sleep Talk as well. That's its other move, like Sleep Talk. So like, bugger this. I'm going to go for a Shell Smash again. I have to get some more stats here. So that's an absolutely disgusting set. So Ting-Lu is sleeping at the moment. It's sleeping, so Sub, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Mud Slap. It's a filthy set. It's like a 20-minute timer set. So Ting-Lu, number 3 there, is having a little bit of a snooze at the moment. Look at that big old cereal bowl. And it's going to go for a Mud Slap again. So that actually takes out my Magcargo. So I'm seriously looking at this battle. I'm thinking, how am I going to take this thing out? It's way too bulky. So I'm going to go into Manaphy. I went for a U-turn. I actually don't know why I went for that instead of going for a flip turn. I have no idea why I went for a U-turn. I'm going to be honest. Maybe I think I might have expected a Terror. So I went into Chien here, and Chien hopefully doesn't get hit by a fissure. Like, I was really worried about fissure, you know. I felt, hey, on any of the other ones, or Mud Slap and things like that. But this is going to go for a Rest, which is good. So I went for the Power Whip there, which did a lot of damage. I was really happy with that. And now we got another Mud Slap here. Did I say fissure before? I meant Mud Slap. Man, there were so many fissures and Mud Slaps in these battles, like you wouldn't read about. So I've got the Ting-Lu on the ropes here. I've got to land one more attack, and I landed it, and Ting-Lu was gone. Thank goodness. Like, man, that was very lucky getting that. So that's 2 down. Next is going to be Ting-Lu 5. I'm like, I hope that's the end of Mud Slap Pokemon. Seriously, you know, with a bulky Pokemon, it's hard enough doing damage to them. So I'm swapping that out. I don't want those accuracy boosts. And I went into Gastrodon. I was like, all right, well, I wonder what this set's going to be. It's going to be a Hyper Beam Ting-Lu. I'm like, oh, what is this? So Gastrodon, I thought I might be able to get my stockpiles going here, because last time I haven't really been able to do this. I was like, if I can get my stockpiles going, I could actually go for Terra Normal Spin Up at +3. So this thing's got Lash Out and it's got Hyper Beam. So I have no idea what sort of set this is. It's like a mixed Ting-Lu, or I don't know, something like that. Maybe it's like Max Attack and Max Special Attack. I've got no ideas. Anyways, here comes Earthquake. That's another move that it's got. So Ting-Lu has got Earthquake, Lash Out, and Hyper Beam. Maybe they've got like one more special move. The last move's probably like Mud Slap, let's be real. So I got another boost there. Now I'm going to go for a Terra Normal, because I want to just get rid of this Ting-Lu number 3. You know, I need to bury 3 of them. So going for that Terra Normal. I've got Silk Scarf as my item. I thought, you know, this should be almost enough to take it out. So here comes another lash out here on my Gastrodon, and that's going to do donkeys. Here comes the spit up. I'm crossing my fingers, or my little slug sort of fingers there. Wait, it doesn't have fingers. It's got like these, what do you call the legs of it? I would say that's a, an appendage? I'm not sure. Anyway, so unfortunately my move failed and I had to go for a salty memento there because I couldn't use spit up again because I lost all my stockpile boost. So that is the end of Gastrodon there. Unfortunately, it never got a kill, but that was very, very good damage there. Like, incredible damage there. I'd say that must have had some bulk on it. Next Pokemon's going to be Manaphy. This time went for Flip Turn. I want to say last time when I used U-Turn over Flip Turn, I think I must have misclicked there. So the item is going to be Rocky Helmet too. I found that one out the hard way, you know what I'm saying? So that's the end of the Manaphy. We're swapping into the Goodra now, and I'm ready to unleash any move I possibly can. Maybe not Gyro Ball though, because that's going to do nothing. So out comes Ting-Lu #1. I wonder if Ting-Lu goes to the Lu, right? Real talk. So, is there a deer Pokemon team? Like, I'm thinking Ting-Lu, Swordsbug. Are they the only deer Pokemon? I think they are. Like, all the Swordsbugs, you know, dealing. I don't think we've got a lot of deer. Wait, Xerneas. We could do a deer team. If Xerneas comes back in the game, I'll give you people like a deer Pokemon team. And, you know, at the start of the video, I'll go, oh dear. Now, speaking of which, this was a scummy set. This was a Spite Ting-Lu, and what it did, you wouldn't read about it. It got rid of all my PP. And as you know, if you don't have any PP, that's it's a pretty bad thing. So here comes Spite again. So what Spite does, it gets rid of your moves PP, and with moves like Draco Meteor, Gyro Ball, you know, stuff like that, it doesn't really have a lot, and Steel Beam, you don't really have a lot of PP, and after one Spite, that virtually is, you know, all of them up, like your PP up. So I'm going for a Gyro Ball here. Look at the PP. I'm almost out of it. So here comes another Spite. That was on the Gyro Ball there. That's 4 PP gone. I went for the final Gyro Ball here because with Spite, it takes away the last move that you use. Obviously in priority order there. So that got rid of all my Gyro Ball. So I had 3 moves gone there. So I had my Steel Beam, Draco Meteor, and Gyro Ball, all 0 PP. I think I actually showed it here in the video. So here we go. Look, all I've got left is this is savage. So it's gonna go for a Ruination. I think that's the only move this Ting-Lu had because they were all troll sets, as you can see. I'm going for Earthquake. I'm thinking, gee, I don't know if I can actually take this thing out. You know, I might PP stall myself with Earthquake here. So I'm spamming Earthquake. I'm really hoping I can actually fight. That's weird. When it uses Ruination, it makes it really dark. Like, ready? Like, I go for Earthquake here. Here's the Earthquake. And watch Ruination. Yeah, the Ruination makes the sky dark or something. I think they're trying to go for a Ruination KO there to try and make me salty. I think it's their only attacking move as well. So they're trying to ruin me. So 3 more attacks to finish me. I went for Earthquake, and that was almost enough to take it out. And the final Earthquake I'm going to be using here, I think I've got like 2 or 3 PP left on that. So they got very, very close there to finishing me with Ruination. So that's 5 Ting-Lus gone. Finally, here's the 6th one. Oh my goodness, I've never done a 6 Ting-Lu team before, if you are curious. So, of course, this one finished with a freaking mud slapping. That's like the 3rd mud slap Pokemon. I think they waited. No, I know what they were doing. They were waiting so I had a low amount of health and then finish me with mud slap. So we got 2 or 3 minutes left of the battle, which doesn't surprise me. These Ting-Lus take like 1,000 years to actually faint yet. And we've got Terra Ting-Lu. It's going to be a fighting Ting-Lu. What strategy is this going to be? We know that it's got Mud Slap. I wonder what they're doing with Terra Fighting. So I got rid of their item. It was a Focus Beam Ting-Lu, only on PIMPNITE Shadow there. Here comes a Mud Slap there. So they're trying to drop my accuracy. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, right? So I'm swapping out my Manaphy and going into the Chien. I've got to get some solid damage here. So I've taken some damage from the Stealth Rock and Spikes. This might be the combination here. Like this might be like a combo to the Stealth Rock Spikes. Right? Oh, it's got Dig. What is this? So it's got Mud Slap and Dig. Like, what is going on with this moveset? Like, what is the other move? So here comes Dig. It's not doing a lot of damage to me, of course. I'm going to be able to resist that. And Zen Headbutt misses. Now, that's going to activate my Blunder policy, which is, you know, that's always good, making a nice little +2 in speed there. So what I can do is I can go for Zen Headbutt here and go for super effective damage. Mudslap is going to be dropping my accuracy at the same time though. Now I'm going to go for Zen Headbutt. Good damage there. I got a critical hit on that one. That did a little bit more than I thought. Last 60 seconds of the battle here. Basically what happened here is the Ting-Lu went for Mudslap so many times I just couldn't land an attack. Then I saw the strategy. It was a mean look Mudslap strategy, so it was always like inclined to try and make me PP stall as well. Maybe that's what that Spite one could have used, like Spider mean looking Mudslap. That's a horrendous Ting-Lu set. Anyway, people, we got down to the last 3 or seconds of the battle, and this Ting-Lu, I couldn't actually pin one attack on it. All I really needed was one more attack, but we actually ran out of time there. And that's it, people. A full Ting-Lu team. That was an absolute nightmare to verse. I'd never want to see that team again. Let's get on to the 4th and final battle here. This one is against Joshua, and we got a theme team here as well. I wonder if you can guess it. I'll give you a clue. You have to be sort of rocking up to my live streams to notice what this one is. But I'm sure there's a couple of people there that can recognize this. So the first Pokemon we got here is going to be Charmeleon. So I've got my Goodra here, which was good, but the only bad thing was it burned me. So obviously I'd say that Earthquake probably would have almost taken out Charmeleon. I don't know if it's an Everlight set. It might be. Like, it still took that Earthquake kind of okay. So I went for the Draco Meteor against Charmeleon. It's going to miss there. And I don't know what sort of set this is. It's like this troll set. It's like an Ember Will-O-Wisp set. It's absolutely, it's cruel because I don't want to lose to it, right? So now the Charmeleon is already taking a core on my health. I'm not losing this. So they continually go for Ember here. Draco Meteor misses again. I'm like, man, I don't have to go for Earthquake here. Like, I know that I'm burned, but I'm going to lose to an Ember Charmeleon. So, like, I'm going to have to quit Pokemon soon, right? So I've got my Citrus Berry activating with Goodra, which is good. Here comes another Ember 4000. Finally, Draco Meteor connects here, and it lives. So that was absolutely, definitely an Everlight Charmeleon, as you can see there. I think it was special defensive. So Smokescreen is dropping my accuracy, and Ember, like, I guess they're just doing disrespect like Embers to try and fake me with them. But anyway, I finally, I trolled the troll and got the Gyro Ball off there, which is very, very good. Next Pokemon's Farfetch. It's not shiny either. Yeah, it isn't shiny. So I'm going to swap out the, imagine if that was shiny. Next Pokemon's going to be a Swalot. We're going to swap this in here, and we got a Terra Zapdos here. It's funny because when I was looking at this Pokemon, I actually thought it was a Farfetch. If you know, you know, right? So we got a Terra Electric, oh, not Farfetch, freaking stupid names, man. A Terra Electric Zapdos. So it's using Thunder Shock and Thunder Wave. I think they picked the weakest move that Zapdos can actually get here, and also you know, some other things. So I'm going for Ice Beam here on the Farfetch. I'm just going to call it Farfetch now. That way I can't mess it up, right? Because that's its nickname. And yeah, so I'm going to be going for a Starberry Gluttony activation here, and I got a Speed Boost. So like, yeah, I doubt I'm still outspeeding Zapdos. Zapdos is going to be way too fast. So I'm going for Ice Beam here. Here comes another Thunder Shock. I lived on 2 health, and I got paralyzed there by the Thunder Wave. So now the Zapdos is going to go for Ancient Power. So it's going to try and get a boost here on its stats. I'm hoping that it does it, because it's got pretty good natural bulk all round, right? So into Goodra, I know that I can leave a Thunder Shock. It actually unleashes a Heat Wave there against my Goodra, but Goodra's got some nice special and is able to take out the Terra Electric Thunder Shock Zapdos. Man, there's been so many troll sets. Next Pokemon is going to be Magcargo. Like, this is probably going to be a Focus Sash Flower set. Watch this. You're going to laugh so hard at this. Here comes an Earthquake. I'm burned. I was like, this should do it right still. It's so bulky. That's the it's the bulkiest Magcargo you're ever going to see in your life. I went for Draco Meteor. I was like, if this doesn't kill, I'm quitting Pokemon. And it did. I was like, oh my goodness. So that Magcargo, I felt like it had an Everlight instead of a Focus Sash. Next Pokemon is going to be Snorlax. I went for the Steel Beam here. It did nothing. I was like, what the hell is going on here? They did nothing. Like, I can't believe it did so little damage. I guess it had the Draco Meteor, and, you know, it's bulky with Snorlax and stuff like that. So that's the end of Swalot. We're going to go to Gastrodon. I might be able to get this this stockpile strategy going. I feel like maybe Snorlax can be the Pokemon I can take out. Now, there was a little bit of a problem with this Snorlax. It had a pretty nice move to get around. It had Fissure, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a bit of a risk here. Like, I should be okay if I can get another stop off and then go for a Terra normal with Silk Scarf and, go for that spin up there. So, Snorlax is going to be going for another Fissure on the Gastrodon. It misses, which is very, very good. I've got my third and final stockpile up here. Next turn, I'm ready to go for my powerful attacking move, and hopefully we can get this W. I'm hoping for that. And Snorlax lands Fissure on the freaking last turn. I was going to go for it. So that's the end of my Gastrodon here. Now, the salt levels, they are starting to rise. I got to be real with it. They're really starting to rise. So we're going to go into Magcargo here. I was like, all right, well, let's go for sub. If I go for the sub, hopefully I can get the dub, right? That'll get around Fissure. It's another Mudslap Pokemon. So Mudslap and Fissure, I'm sick of this, man. Like, there's not a lot more of this I can take, right? The salt levels are, already like sky high here. So I've got that Shell Smash going now. I'm thinking maybe I can get around Snorlax with Rollout. If I go Terra Rock and Rollout, if I can get enough of this, I might be able to, finish the rest of these Pokemon, like the rest of these Troll Pokemon off, right? So I've got that White Herb happening. Here comes another Mudslap. Now, Mudslap obviously is 4 times super effective, even though it's a very, very weak move. So it is going to feint my substitute. I'll fade it. So now we're going to go for a Terra Rock here. At least it won't be, I know it's still going to be super effective, but at least it won't be 4 times super effective. That was the idea anyway. Plus, it's going to put a little bit more base power into the rollout, or hopefully. So here it comes. The first rollout, it does really good damage. That's impressive. I was impressed by that. Fissure misses, like, yes, I've got this Snorlax. I've got it, right where I want it, right? There's the second one. Good quality damage here, and it's going to go for a Mudslap. I'm like, all right, that's fine. That's going to do nothing. The only thing I am a little bit worried about is if it does actually, miss there. So Rollout misses on the third turn, and Snorlax is going to have Rest. Man, Rest, Mudslap, and Fissure. I'm getting that. Sleep Talk is exactly the same as that stupid Ting-Lu. That stupid Ting-Lu before. So I'm going to go for a Rollout again. I'm like, I got to unleash this, man. So here comes the Sleep Talk, and it got Mudslap again. I was like, oh, come on. So another accuracy drop. If I could just get around these obviously Mudslap drops, I should be able to feint the Snorlax. So Snorlax gets another Sleep Talk. It's a second one. It gets Fissure, and it freaking lands. Like, come on, you're so lucky. So that is the end of the Magcargo. I swear I would have landed and fainted that turn. So, man, the salt levels are at sky high now. I've got to go into Chien. I've got to get rid of this Snorlax, right? I have to get rid of this thing. So I'm going for Power Whip. It still doesn't faint it. And Snorlax wakes up. And, of course, it's going to be going for a rest again. So I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, I need to get very lucky. I need Snorlax probably to get, like, a rest and sleep talk twice in a row for me to have some sort of chance here. So I go for Power Whip. Power Whip's like, I want to say it's a 4-hit KO at that, like at this rate. Like, look at it. So Snorlax is going to get another Mudslap. I'm like, yay, now I'm going to miss every single Power Whip. Do I swap here? I could swap, but then again, I'm going to be facing the same problem if I swap into a Mudslap again, right? So there wasn't too much point. So I got my Blunder Policy, which doesn't really mean squat here. And Snorlax is going to get a rest, which is good. So I guess a brief reprieve there. So I swapped in and I went into my Manaphy. I wish that Manaphy had Switcheroo. And, if I had Switcheroo, I'd probably give this thing like a Choice Scarf. And then it pops out another Fissure on my Manaphy and faints. I'm like, come on. Like, this thing is so lucky. So what's that, like 3 or 4 Fissure KOs? So all I've got left is Chien. Oh, man, this Snail is full of salt. I went for Power Whip, it landed. I'm like, all right, I got to get another one. And Snorlax needs a back-to-back Fissure again. And that's it, people. I never want to see another Mudslap, Fissure, Rest, Sleep Talk Pokemon in my life, all right? This battle never happened. So did this video. Peace out, people.